Hey everybody, I'm Marie Stevens from mariestevensart.com, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the piece of art that I am giving away at the end of January, on January 25th. Some of you may have read about it, but if you haven't, I'm going to spend a minute or two just telling you a little bit of the story behind the piece. It's kind of a funny story, actually. Many of you know that I really love to stay busy when my family and I go on road trips. So I am like a bag lady and I bring all of the things that I think I can use to entertain myself while I'm sitting in the passenger seat. Tim likes to do most of the driving, mostly because if he sits in the car seat, he can't really do anything because he gets car sick. So I'm usually the online or onboard driving attendant for my two young boys. And then in the downtime, I like to do different arts and crafts projects while we're driving cross country. So the way the painting that I'm giving away was born was during one of these trips. And it was last spring, Memorial Day weekend. My husband and my two boys and we were heading to Mount Air, which is where my husband's family's from. We go there every Memorial Day. We've done it for probably the last 20 or more years. We'll be married 20 years this May. Holy moly. But anyway, so the weather was kind of crazy that weekend. I think it was really, really hot when we left and seemed kind of unstable. But like most years, all the cool flowers in my garden were like in full bloom. My peony was getting ready to pop, and I have these giant allium flowers that I am obsessed with. I just love them. I've grown them for years, and they were just in their perfect bloom stage where they still had some buds on them, and some of them were open, and they looked gorgeous with all the other really fresh green things in my garden. So, right, like literally 60 seconds before I had to get in the car, I decided I'm going to paint those during the road trip. So I ran and grabbed my pruners and ran out to the garden. Oh, and I grabbed a little cup of water, of course, so I could um, keep them hydrated. I used to be a florist, in case if you were wondering. Um, so I went and snipped through the garden and picked like one of each type of flower that was in bloom, and it happened to be like almost all purple flowers, which I just love. And one of the blooms was these perfect allium flowers. So I had a whole set of things to paint that were in still life form um, for the road trip. So I decided to tackle probably the most difficult flower I could have tackled while driving in the car. Um, but I chose the allium because it's my favorite, and I was mostly inspired to do that one because of the way that the purples looked against the greens in my garden. Like in May, that time of year, all the sedums and different ground covers are starting to come out of the ground, and they're just this really fresh, awesome green, and all these different shades of green, and everything just looks so fresh and perfect. So I chose to do the allium, and I was going to do a close-up of it because alliums are so beautiful. It's like a giant firework exploding in the palm of your hand, and I just think they're awesome because there's so many little individual flowers and details. So I decided to do the allium, and I had my crate of supplies, oil paints and paint thinner and all my little tools and things all ready to go, and I had started painting. And I was finally starting to relax because, when you're going on a road trip, there's 1,000 things you have to do to get ready to go. And then you finally get on the road and you're like, okay, I'm ready to relax. So my form of relaxation is painting. So I was all getting all situated, all ready to go, and had really gotten started good in my painting and starting to feel pretty good about things. And all of a sudden, the alarm goes off that there's a tornado warning or a tornado's been sighted, and both my husband's and my phone um, started buzzing, and it said take shelter immediately. And here I am. I have my canvas in my lap with my little apron on underneath that, and um, thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do here? So we looked around and it looked really unstable and everything, but we could see a wall cloud, but it was about 10 miles southwest of us. So luckily, it was far enough away that we decided it'd probably be safer for us to just keep driving away from it as fast as we could. So we just kept driving, and I took a small break from painting until things kind of settled down, and then I was able to paint off and on for the rest of the night until I couldn't see anymore. And then the rest of the weekend, I touched on it here and there. While we were hanging out with family, I would sit with my teeny tiny little painting in my lap and listen to the conversation and relax and enjoy the weekend and time spent with family. So I have the original right here in my hands, and I'm gonna see if you can kind of see it. It's super small, but the cool thing about it is that we have amazing cameras now, and I have amazing photo editing software that allows me to enlarge this to a canvas print that is 16 by 16 inches, and that's the one I'm going to give away. But this is the original. It is super small, but this is the one that was painted during the tornado and throughout the weekend, Memorial Day weekend 2019. I always like to remember the dates that I'm going to try and get closer here. I don't know how close I can get and have it still be focused, but there's some texture on this. But yeah, I always like to share the date that the photo or the image was made so that sometimes the dates are significant to people, and it's a great way to commemorate a special occasion by purchasing a piece of art that was created on your special date. So I'm going to show you quickly on my website here um, what the print that I'm giving away looks like. It's called Firework, and if you read the description, I give a reason why it's called Firework. I just thought it was a perfect name for it. It's a perfect example of how the artistry of Mother Nature is rarely disappointing. The allium is my absolute favorite flower. It provides excitement, all the excitement of colorful fireworks, but you can hold it all in the palm of your hand and not be startled by the giant explosion. I hate fireworks. Like, I love the way they look and I think they're beautiful, but the explosions make me jump every time because I am a very jumpy person. So that's why I like this much better. So I'm going to show you really quickly. The size that I'm giving away is a 16 by 16 inch gallery wrapped canvas. And maybe you can look and see how I navigate through my site. This is what's available to my customers too for ordering. Okay, so we're going to do a 16 by 16. And my dog is barking at somebody walking by. So this is the 16 by 16, and it has a retail value of $237, and the shipping will also be on me. And you can preview it in different situations here, and you can even change the wall color of the room to whatever color you want. Even if you know the Pantone number of your wall paint, you can plug that in right here and you can see what it would look like on your own walls. And if you decide you want a different size, if you want to just actually just order one for yourself and not wait to see who wins the giveaway, you can do that too. And these are the different rooms you can preview what it would look like in. So that's what it looks like in a bedroom. Say if you wanted something smaller, see, you could change the size. But the one I'm giving away is a 16 by 16 inch. So one other thing I wanted to show you too is if you wanted to choose, if you're ordering something for yourself, you could do a fine art paper and do a smaller size print for a different price point. Let's try a 10 by 10. And then you can choose from framing. You can have it framed and then choose from, like, there's 4 different pages of frames. So if you wanted a black, I kind of like that too. And then you can get it matted. So I like the black though. So you can have it matted and framed too, and then you can preview it and see what it looks like on the wall like that. Or if you want to see it in your own home, there's this feature called Live Room Preview, where you use your cell phone to, if you have a smartphone, you can do this. And you use this button right here, and that will, you have to let it access your phone camera, and you can stand 10 feet away from the wall where you'd like to display the image, and you can see a live preview in your own home what the image will look like. And then if you want to change the size while you're looking at your wall, you can just toggle this little arrow thing up and down and kind of preview what the size is going to be like. And that way you kind of know before you buy. So yeah, this is also what it looks like in a sitting area, or a conference room would look really nice. Reception hotel type thing. This is kind of decent for if you have a large entryway, to kind of give you an idea of what it'd look like in an entryway. So there you have it. That's the story behind Firework. And now you know we're doing the 16 by 16 inch gallery wrapped canvas for our giveaway. And you have until the end of the night on January 24th to enter to win. And if you go to my website, if you go to the top, there's an announcement bar that gives you where to click to enter to win. So there you have it. If you have any questions, just go to my website, or I'm also on Facebook and Instagram under it's Marie Stevens Art. And if you go to my website, all the links to my social media are there as well. So thanks again. Hope you win. Bye.